Hey, good evening. Friday night, Facebook Live, Kathy Beatty with Divorce Support Anonymous. Welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. I hope that you were one of the many who joined us for the seminar, How Not to Screw Up Your Kids Going Through Divorce. We had a great seminar, a great time. I had gathered some experts who deal with children, and they spoke to us and gave us practical tools. So if you have not had the opportunity to listen, I would encourage you, men and women going through divorce with children, to listen to this, to take the time. Yes, it's lengthy, but if you're taking a drive somewhere on your way to work, or alone in the car, or while you're doing things around the house, listen to this information because it's huge and is going to be of great help to you. So for those of you who were there, I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your commitment. It was lengthy, but it was such good information. And who knows, Lord willing, we might do it again next year because the need is so crucial. And I want to be there for you in giving you the practical tools. And I ask every one of my speakers, give us the practical tools so that we can use. And they did. So I would encourage you, if you weren't there, to take the time to listen to that information. Great speakers. I'm so indebted to them and grateful that they would share with us their expertise. Dr. Kathy Cook was an educational and psychology major with children. Dr. Lila Rascalia, who deals with children and trauma, and Matt Haviland, who leads single dads groups. He spoke to us, and so many others. Laura Petherbridge spoke to us about the cautions of bringing new people into your children's life. And yeah, there was just so much, and I'm not going to rehearse it all or go through it all again, but I just want to encourage you to take the time. It's worth the time to listen to. So last night, one of the speakers, Leslie Vernick, mentioned something called BIF. And it was interesting because 2 weeks prior, I think it was about 2 weeks prior, I was in a mediation training and he talked about BIF. And I thought, you know what? I promote this, but I don't use it in this acronym. And it might be helpful for us to remember when we get into difficult situations where we're trying to communicate with people. I'm thinking primarily your former spouse, but it doesn't have to be. You may have former family members or current family members, immediate family members that you are struggling in communication with. And I think this tool can be really, really helpful for you. So I want to jump into that. Oh, I forgot my announcements. First of all, ask any questions, comments, certainly text me. I'll get the text, I'll get the question, we'll discuss it. Next virtual group, March 31st, just around the corner. So contact me for a registration form. If you're in the Grand Rapids area, April 20th in person, we'll be beginning another group. So connect with me. Let's get you connected. Let's get the support that you need. So BIF, I heard it as a speaker last night, Leslie Vernick. I heard it from a trainer in mediation a couple of weeks ago. And I think it will help you if you're struggling with conversation with your former spouse or just difficult people. And perhaps you're the difficult people. And so in using this with other people, it's really going to give you some structure to hold yourself in too. And that can be really, really helpful. So BIF, B-I-F-F. And that was on the scroll and also on the notes coming in. So what in the world does that mean? So let's talk about it. BIF, B-I-F-F, B. When you're communicating with people who are hostile or people that have the potential, they're volatile, they have the potential of being hostile. We want to, number one, be brief. Details can get us engrossed, enmeshed in a conversation that we don't necessarily need to go into. So the briefer we can be, the less volatile the conversation can be. So we don't need to fill in all the blanks and all the details. What we need to do is be brief. What is it that we need to communicate, and why do we need to communicate this? Not just, this is what I need to communicate. Why? Is there a good reason why this needs to be communicated? Or are you just trying to inspire some hostility or instigate something? And, we can do that. That can be us, because we are so frustrated and so angry by the actions of others, our former wife, our former husband, that we can get dirty. All of us can get dirty and have the potential to get dirty. So this is not only to hold them off, it's to keep us. It's to keep us structured. So we're going to be brief. We know this person is hostile, difficult to communicate with. We're going to be brief. We're going to give them the truth that we need to share, the information that we need to share, and we're going to make it brief. Not a lot of details unless those details are necessary for this person to know. Next, we're going to be informative, just the facts. Just the facts. Because again, if we're filling in too many details, if we're giving too many extras, it is opportunity for conflict. We don't want opportunity for conflict. We don't want to put things out there for people to start a fight with us. We want to communicate information. And if you are having emotional conversations with people who are toxic and people who are cannot have healthy communication, then you're part of the problem. So let's just be really informational. We're going to give the information that we need. We're going to give the facts. We're going to speak the truth. We're going to give the facts. The facts only is what I always tell my folks when you're communicating with that former spouse. Only the facts. That's all you need to deal with. Oh, emotional. That's where I was going. If you're having these emotional conversations with your former spouse, stop. You no longer have a need to have emotional conversation with this person. They are no longer safe for you. And that might be true for former relatives or, again, even immediate family. So don't have emotional conversation with those people who are volatile, who are just going to cause problems. And again, keep ourselves at bay. Get the information necessary. We're going to be firm, because if we're vague about it, then there's opportunity for other people to manipulate us. So we want to be firm. We want to be brief, informative, and firm. Not like, well, I guess. No, we're going to state the truth, and we're going to state the truth firmly. And we're going to word it in such a way so that it's not wishy-washy, so people cannot manipulate it or misinterpret it. We're going to be firm. Now, let's think of an example. I could think of 100. You have to communicate something about your child needs school clothes or something for sporting events, and your former spouse is against contributing anything. And I feel for you. I can relate to that. And so you have to be firm in your communication. Johnny needs new school shoes. Because really, if you don't have children, there's really no other reason for you to communicate unless there's some business that needs to be wrapped up. Johnny needs basketball shoes. The court ordered, our divorce judgment said that we would share, that we would split 50-50. This is the bill for the shoes Johnny needs for basketball. Okay, and then we're going to be friendly. We don't have to be nasty about it. Even if there's a pushback, we can go back Start at the top. Someone responds to us nasty. Let's go back to the beginning. We're going to be brief. We're going to be informative. We're going to be firm. We're going to be friendly. Because there is so much value and so much power when we don't give in and do the dance with other people that they try to manipulate. What if he says no? Okay, great question, Amber. What if he says no? Well, what is the judgment of divorce? What was the agreement that you came to? So if he says no, then you're going to have to fall back to the judgment. I mean, you would hope maybe the judgment doesn't say that he contributes 50% of the basketball shoes. You can request that. You can say that Johnny needs that. It's not about you. It's about the child. It's about him needing those shoes. So we have to, narcissists are incapable of collaborative parenting. You're so right. You are so right. And many of you will have to resign yourself to the fact they're not going to contribute. And therefore, it's up to you to make do, to make sure that your child gets what your child needs. If it's in the divorce decree, you decide how far do you want to push this? How far do you want to go with it? Is it worth the fight? Is it worth going back into court for? You know, there's just a lot of factors there to consider. What are your options in all of these? Depends on what it is that what you're communicating, what you're requesting, what you're wanting, and what your choices are. So true enough. Let me see if I can get that. I'm not sure how to take that off of there. But yeah, so in communication, how do I get rid of those comments? That's kind of strange. I can't seem to get rid of them. I resign because I just try to protect my peace and I don't like bickering. I get it. I don't either. Give him opportunity. If he says no, I move on. Yeah, and that may be the case. How far do we want to go in arguing for something for our children, or do we just have to take it into our own hands and take care of it? And I know many men do this, many women do this. They just say, you know what, it's not worth a fight. I will buy the gym shoes, and I'll take care of business. I'll take care of what my children need, and I will protect my peace, because sometimes it's just not worth fighting over. It's not worth getting yourself in an uproar over. So this has been really helpful. When I tell people, stick to the facts, no emotional conversation with your former spouse, I've had so many people come back and say, that gave me so much peace, because I stopped having those conversations. I stopped doing that dance of going round and round of requesting and knowing that she's not going to respond in a helpful manner, or he's not going to respond in a helpful manner. I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to request. I'm going to make it brief. I'm going to make it informative. I'm going to be firm. I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to give vague information or vague requests. I'm going to make it firm. Johnny needs basketball shoes. Here's what they cost. But again, I'm going to be friendly. I'm going to try to communicate in a way that brings peace to me, brings peace to the other person too. So I hope that helps. I find it very, very helpful. And so many people, because we're so used to that emotional tie and even that emotional struggle with that individual, that we jump in. We jump in and we do the dance. Don't do the dance. Don't do the dance. I did the same. It's been almost a year and a half. Yeah. A year and a half. You bet. There's just a time. I'll take care of it. I will be the mature parent. It's not fair. It's not right. But I'll be the mature parent, because I'm going to protect what my kids need. And so I hope that's helpful. I know it will help if you use it. And stop having those emotional conversations with people who are toxic. Not only your ex-spouse, but not only your ex-spouse, but maybe there's family members. Maybe there's immediate family members. Or maybe you need to use Biff with your children instead of doing that dance going round and round. The difficulty is when I'm always attacked, I'm naturally defensive. You are so right. That is such a natural response. But it's not getting us anywhere. If I'm attacked and I attack back, what is that person going to do? They're going to attack. They're going to increase their attack. It's a no-win situation. So we have to say, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. I am guarding my heart, like Proverbs 23 says. I'm going to guard my heart. I'm going to state the truth. And I'm going to do what I need to do to take care of myself, to guard my heart, to guard my children. So I know it's an important topic. Don't become offensive. Just look at it like he's trying to trap me, or she is trying to trap me and pull me into this fight. I'm not doing it. I'm going to empower myself, protect myself, and I'm not doing the dance. And you will find, if you can, get your emotions out of it, take a deep breath, put your frontal cortex in gear, and start using these principles. Let me know how they help you. I know they will. I know they will. So I look forward to connecting with you through the week. And it's been great to be with you tonight. I appreciate you. I appreciate the comments, the conversation. So take care, and please know that I'm here if needed. And we will see you next week at Facebook Live. Don't forget to watch the seminar, How Not to Screw Up Your Kids Going Through Divorce. You will get a lot out of it. Take care.